What's up, guys? Bob the Gamer here, coming at you with some more Edison top deck list. Today we have the top 16 from the Edison World Championship Qualifier 9, 133 players. Check it out. Alright guys, so before I get started, I just want to thank Format Library. This is their tournament. They put on a lot of stuff. It was 133 players for this EWCQ 9. And, we got the top 16 deck list here. So shout out Format Library. We appreciate everything you do. And if you guys have been joining their Discord, check it out here. It'll link in the video description. Alright, so first place, we got Pina Diego on Forgs, the Frog OTK deck. It looks very, very similar to Alistair's build that just won Birmingham Ultimate Time Wizard. Keep an eye out. I got that video coming for you guys too. But yeah, it looks very, very similar to that. 3 Death Frog, 3 Dupe, 3 Fishborg, 1 Flip-Flop. Yeah, very, very similar down to the Reckless. It might be the exact same deck list. If it is, I will put in a... I'm going to put a side-by-side by Alice's deck. But it's very, very similar down to the Psychic Life Transfer. But yeah, Pina was able to take it home. So congratulations, Diego. I think this might be your first big win, but I know you've topped a lot, so... Alright, moving on. Deck number 2, second place, we got Vayu Turbo. TGU96. TGU96, that definitely sounds very familiar. I believe I've seen him in other stuff as well. At any rate, so he's playing Vayu Turbo. It looks pretty standard nowadays. The only thing's really worth noting is that he's on Triple Prison. Some only play 2. And he's on 2 Yatagarasu in the main. And no Caius, which is very strange. But he got second place, man, in a 130 some odd player tournament. So, I mean, gotta be doing something right. Aside from that, he's got Cold Wave on the side, which is a very interesting choice. He's only on 1 deck devi, period. He does not have a second deck devi in the sideboard, you'll notice. Personally, I think that with the Forgs and the Gigavise coming out, and it might be a little bit different in person, but I think that Oppression coming back into the side is probably going to end up being the play for Vayu. Just my personal thoughts. I like to keep one in the side and one in the main right now. But aside from that, it looks very, very standard. So congratulations for second place. Moving on. We got third place with Gladiator Beast. Man, this deck is everywhere right now. Glads is so... It's so cool to see people always talking about, you go back like a year and a half, people are like, Glads are trash, Glads will never top anything, right? And now, like, they've won multiple big events, including an RBT. I don't know that they've won a new Ultimate Time Wizard. I'd have to go back and check the records, but I know for a fact that they've got second, and now they got third at this EWCQ, so Glads is definitely worth playing if you're interested in Glads. Interesting things to note, he's on Cold Wave in the main with Triple Trap Stun. He's on 2 Chariot, which is standard. And he's on Secutor. Second Equest. Some lists don't play that. And he's maining the second Rediari. Sideboard's got Anti-Spell Fragrance. That's kind of cool. Definitely different. And then a couple Trap Holes. Just for the Blackwing matchup, I'm guessing. Congrats to Salamander. It's a cool name. Alright, moving on. This is probably the deck I'm most excited for. This is X-Sabers, or as my girl says, the kitty deck. Not to discount Rescue Cat, okay, Synchro Cat decks, those are a thing. But X-Sabers, man, I love X-Sabers, it's super fun, it's one of my 2 favorite decks. So let's check this out, this is very different. So first off, no Gold Sarks in the main. He's also on Pot of Avarice, which many X-Saber deck lists do not play and swear against. He is on Triple Prison, 2 Compulse, and he's only on 2 Gotham Z-Call with no Call of the Haunted. Something interesting to note is he's on 2 Ragigura, which kind of makes sense with 1-for-1, but usually drawing him is pretty bad. Given the fact that he's on 2 Hamsters and 2 Rykos, it might be a bit better because you're going to mill a little bit more. And so it might make Ragigura a little bit more alive. And so he could end up being a good top deck later on into the game. A few things that I would probably end up doing different is I would probably play 3 E-Calls and maybe the Call of the Haunted. The weaknesses of those cards is that you don't really have enough X-Sabers engraved. And if you're milling, you're going to have those. I do really like the Garsom. Most people don't play him, but I think he's pretty cool. I personally would side some Saber Slashes with him, which ends up working pretty good. Probably a Torrential for the Frogs as well. And then I probably wouldn't play Bottomless here. I would probably play I like Saber Hole more than Bottomless, personally. And there's no Trap Stuns, which is very, very different, but I would probably play Trap Stuns. Extra deck, I really like Miststorm in this version specifically because you can go 3 tuner plus Raikou Hamster. That's pretty easy to do in this version, and that's going to get you Miststorm. And if you have a Godham's E-Call set with that 3rd tuner, that's going to be a disgusting board. So, pretty cool list. Interesting enough, there's no monsters in the sideboard, so I guess Karthi was like, Deck Devi's not going to get me. Because, I mean, there's tons of deck. 14 Deck Devi targets with no Trap Stuns. I mean, I guess if you have Starlight and you have 2 dudes face up, you can do it. But, like, I don't know, man. Seems risky. Obviously, you have the Decrees, which I've ran in Sabers before, and is very good. But, I don't know. I really like Trap Stun. I do kind of like the System Downs because he wanted to keep all of his extra deck slots available. The ability to go Android instead of the Chimera Tech is not a bad call. Super cool list. Triple restrict. He said no frogs, no Gigavise, please. Super cool list, Karthi. Congratulations, man. Way to bring X-Sabers and keep them up in the limelight. Love that. Next up, we got Ghost Rider. Everybody knows Ghost Rider, particularly for this deck. So he was on Dragon Turbo. I mean, the deck's pretty well refined, and Ghost Rider's just a great pilot. It looks like he's only on 1 instant fusion currently, and triple Vortex Trooper. That's pretty interesting. Usually I see 2 of those. I know there's small tweaks that they kind of make with this deck. Sideboard, he's got the Prime Material, which I agree with. Double Oppression, double Decrease, and 3 Crows. And Torrential in the side. I really like his variety that he has instant fusion. It makes sense because he's playing Magical Stone Excavations. So having the ability to go get back instant fusion and do like a second Darkfire Dragon, I think is pretty smart. But yeah, congrats to Ghost Rider and Dragon Turbo. Moving on, we got Hero Frog. This list. Okay, so we're on 2 Swap Frogs. We're on 4 Monarchs. We got the Fraser Smith 5 heroes here. No Mally in this list. And he's on 2 Legacy of Yada, which is very different. Typically, they don't play that card. 1 Jinx Synchron. I think that's pretty much all the notable stuff. I think I personally would rather play non-draw trap cards, but I mean, I guess it's a good bluff into Gores. Side decks into 1 Fader, double Vanities, triple Dust. Yeah, it looks pretty standard other than that stuff. Congrats to INSIDS. Moving on. So we have Gigavise. Everybody's all up in arms about this deck right now. So let's see. This looks like... Okay, so this is closer to one of the lists from the Orlando. This one's on the Super Solars with the Dandelion. He's kind of on that style list. He has a Morphing Jar number 2 in the side. He's worried about the mirror match. Cool list, cool deck. This one's got a little bit more defense. It's got Mirror and Torrential, 2 Wing Blast, and a Regeki Break. I wonder what his reasoning was for the Wing Blast versus Regeki Break, but he's got 2 Bull Dragos in the side, or in the extra. That's kind of cool. Alright, so congrats to Checkers. It's a cool name. Classic game. Alright, JCA. We have Machina Control. Okay, he's on Plague Spreader. I like Plague in this list. 2 Lila, 3 Raikou, 3 Hamster, and Charge. He says, I'm gonna mill. So that's pretty good. He's got triple Pot of Avarice. He's got 3 Jar of Greeds. Interesting choice there. I'm not the biggest fan of draw traps. Obviously, they've seen success, particularly in Black Wings. You know, we've seen them a few times in Hero Frog and in Vayu Turbo. I'm just not the biggest fan. I would rather have real cards most of the time, but I understand, you know, Heavy Storm, it makes that less impactful, or if they MST or Dust Tornado or something, you can get the plus. Needle Ceiling, great card. Love that. As I mentioned it earlier, I really like the Gothams in here. Being able to use that, you know, stack for Plague or whatever, synchro with Fortress to make Gothams, then you can pitch a Machina Force for, oh look, we have Dog Glove. You can pitch Machina Force to get the Fortress back. That's a lot of damage on board. Hey, buddy. It's a cool list. Moving on. Going into the... That was top 8. Now we're going to top 16. So we got Flashy with Vayu Turbo. He's on 2 Caius, 2 Hamster, 1 Charge, no Lilas, 2 Greffer, 2 Arma Standard, 2 deck devies, 2 prisons. This might just be Eric Shen's list. Fossil Dine has been very, very good to me lately. Again, oppressions in the side. I think that we should start considering moving those to the main, but me personally got Solemn in the side. Good stuff. Congrats, Flashy. Alright, we're on Legit. It's a legitly cool name. Haha, dad joke. Alright, so he is also on Vayu Turbo. Let's see. 2 Arma, 2 Greffer. 1 Hamster, 1 Charge. 3 Raikou. Okay. Everybody's moving towards Chaos Force. Okay, here we go. 1 Deck Devi, 1 Oppression in the side. Or in the main. That's what I kind of like, personally. 1 Dust in the main as well. That's a little different. No draw traps here. He said, just give me good cards. Triple Kaiku in the side deck. Transmigration Prophecy is coming up a bit more. I kind of like that card. I like that it's chainable. You know, it doesn't have the advantage of being able to be played turn 0, you know, with DD Crow, but it's good. He's on no Chimera Tech, so he's able to play that 3rd Arm Wing. I know that comes up sometimes, and can cost people games if they don't have it, but looking pretty good. Congrats, Legit. Moving on to Rose. Wonder if it's a red rose or black rose. Dad joke number 2. All right, let's see. 2 Arma, 2 Greffer, 1 Lila, 1 Hamster, 2 Raikou, 1 Charge. I like that personally. I've said this before. I don't really like Charge without multiple targets. The benefit of that really is the versatility. Obviously, I mean, you know, you just mill good, then you win. But you got 2 Deck Devies and 1 Oppression in the side. I don't know if it's worth cutting a D Prison. Got the other Oppression in the side, 2 Arm Wing, and the Chimera Tech. Congrats, Rose. Moving on, we have our second Gigavise deck in the top 16. This one also is on the Super Solars with the Dandelions. It looks like people are favoring that package. It looks very similar. This one's on the 2 Upstarts. I believe one of the lists, I can't remember which one it was, from Orlando had that as well. Decrees in the side, that's standard for this. Double Power Tool, 1 Drago. I know that one of the lists was saying that you could probably cut Power Tool down to 1, but it looks like Spore, which is a fantastic name, by the way. I wish Spore was an Edison. That's such a cool card. But fantastic name, Spore. I know we've seen you before, so congratulations. Moving on. Got another Machina deck. Whoa! Main deck Fossil Dynas. That is crazy. 2 Fossil Dynas in the main, 1 in the side. That is wild. 3 Hamsters, 3 Raikous, 2 Lilas in Charge. Triple Avarice, makes sense. I like Call in this deck quite a bit. I know one of the Machina Gadget player in Bologna, and I know that's not the same as Machina Control, but he remarked how well Call the Haunted did there. He's also on the Plague Spreader for the Gothams. Yep, that's good. Yeah, it looks clean. I like this list. I really like the double Lilas. The Fossil Dynas in the main is crazy, but like I said, Fossil Dynas been really good to me lately. This list is also playing Imperial Iron Walls. I'm a huge fan of that card. Things like Karma Cut can be devastating. And obviously when they bottomless or deprison your fortress, it kind of kills like the whole idea behind your deck. So I think the Imperial Iron Walls is a very good choice. Plus it's great against Vayu, and I like it against Hero Frogs as well. So congratulations to Darkblade. Love the Easter egg to that old card. I'm gonna post a picture of it here. Super cool. Way to go, man. All right, we have Gladiator Beast next up. So he's on the Cat, triple Test Tiger, 1 Samnite. He's on 2 Prisma. So Prisma, I think, is the way to go, personally. If I was going to make a Glad deck, it would look close to this. He's got 2 Book of Moons. He's got 1 Shrink, 1 Proving Ground. I kind of like this. Puts you on 19 monsters. And then he's on Triple Deep. It looks like the standard traps. Only 2 of the Chariots, which I know you can recycle it, but you got to see it. Only 2 traps done. And 1 Starlight. Coolest. 2 Ancient Forest. 2 D-Fissure. You don't see that too often. He's got the 3rd Chariot in the side. I don't know what the 3rd, like what you would side Chariot against in the side. Roko, same thing. 3 Chimera Tech. There's no reason not to. Alright, looks good. Congratulations. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not gonna say your name because I'm gonna butcher the hell out of it. So, but congrats, bro. Good job. Alright, moving on. We got Poppy Churro. Who doesn't like churros? Churros are delicious. Alright, we got 2 Arma, 2 Greffer, 1 Hamster, 1 Lila, 2 Raikou. More and more popular ratio there. And we're on the Charge as well. 2 Deck Devi in the main, 2 D Prison. Alright, moving on. We got Tom. I wonder if he's from MySpace. Anyone remember Tom, or am I just too old? Alright, so we have another Fork deck. It might be the same list, it looks like, actually. No, I think it's only on 1 Dandelion. Triple Breaker in the side. Makes sense. You really don't want to see Mask of Restrict with this deck. This deck is kind of like Substitute meets Fishborg, so Mask of Restrict is really, really tough. Sides into the Caiuses. It does not have the D prisons in the side, though. Interesting. It chose to go Karma Cuts instead of the D prisons there. Interesting choice. Same thing with the Life Transfer. Keeping that steady. Alright, well, congrats to Tom. Alright, guys, that's going to be your top 16 from the Edison World Championship Qualifier that took place on 2/15/25. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Allows me to continue to bring you guys top deck lists. If you want to see some other top deck lists, check out this playlist here, and I'll catch you in the next one.